What's most known? Get there still. Because one person is necessarily a representation of the entire species. Oh, hello. Welcome to Raven and Rose. My name is Azalea. How can I help you today? Oh, you'll have to forgive me. I don't know what your usual is yet. You see, I just started here a little while ago and I still have so much to learn. Now, of course, we have any number of things that I can get you. Or if you would like, I can also get Maeve for you. Oh, well, you see, I am a fairy. I'm a flora fairy. And I only just recently left the fairy hovel for the very first time. So I'm meeting all kinds of people for the very first time, and it is absolutely fascinating. Now, I had met Maeve before because she comes to the hovel now and then to talk with our elders and to get some very, very rare potion ingredients from them. But besides that, I had never really met any other species beyond just, the creatures of the forest. So it's been incredibly fascinating. You see, I've got all of these questions that I keep asking people, and I want to know, the differences between, different races. Like a dwarf might answer different than a gnome, and there's just so much to learn. Oh, would you like to hear some of my questions? Oh, I would be incredibly honoured. What sort of species are you? Oh, I don't think I've met one of you before. Wonderful. How do you spell that exactly? Okay. Interesting. Yes, I would love to get your answers to some of these questions, if you would be all right with that. Thank you ever so much. All right. Now, what is your name, if you don't mind? Okay. Nice to meet you. How do you spell that? Okay. Okay, perfect. And what is your age? Right. And is that considered fully grown for your species? Sure, okay. Good to know. Right, then, shall we get on to the questions? Alright, wonderful. I'm so excited. Okay, first question. If you could communicate only by clapping your hands, how would you convey complex emotions? Well, I think it's a very serious question. How would you convey complex emotions if all you could ever do was clap your hands? Okay, yeah, sure. Sounds logical. Alright. Would you rather have fingers for toes or toes for fingers? Which one do you think? Really? Okay. Oh, no. I mean, most people have said the opposite, but no, that's perfectly fine. These are your answers. There's no right or wrong, okay? Alright. Next question. If you could replace all the grass in the world with something else, what do you think it would be? All the grass. The grasslands, the fertilised grass, the tall grass. Oh, I haven't had that answer before. I like that. Wonderful. Alright, if you could shrink any animal that you chose down to the size of about a cat and keep it as a pet, what animal would you choose? Ooh. Don't you think they'd still be a bit vicious? That's true. Most things can be won over eventually if you give them enough treats. Wonderful. If you could only wear one tiny of shoe for the rest of your life, which one would you choose? Very practical of you. Alright. Would you rather have edible spaghetti hair that regrows every night, or have maple syrup sweat? Really? Well, I would have chosen the other one, but no, that's perfectly fine. Again, these are your answers, so they can be whatever you want them to be. Interesting. Very interesting. All right. If you could have a third arm, where would you want it to be? Yes, another arm to help you out with things. But just one, not two. One extra arm. Where would you want it attached, I suppose? Sure. How do you spell that? Sure. Interesting. Got some quite fascinating answers so far. No, I love it. If there was one animal that was plotting the demise of humanity, which animal do you think it would be? That's fair. Yes, they're quite awful sometimes, aren't they? Right. If you could only speak in song lyrics, which song would you choose to communicate with? That's a good one. That's a good one. If you could turn into any object at will and then turn back, which object would you choose? Oh, goodness. Well, reminds me to never spill my deepest, darkest secrets when I see one of those in the room. No, that's a good answer. Would you rather have the ability to go back in time 30 minutes and repeat the previous 30 minutes, say to fix a mistake or something, or the ability to press the pause button and just pause the rest of the world for 30 minutes? That's fair. I think I would choose the pause button because you don't always realise a mistake, within the first 30 minutes, and it would be very nice to have some 30-minute naps. I think that would be nice. Alright. If you could only eat food that was one colour, so all the food that you can eat can only be one colour, what colour would you choose? That's a good one. Potato colour. So many different things that you can do with potatoes. And so many other foods that are close enough to potato colour that I think it would be okay. But yeah, whatever potato colour is, that would be my answer. If you were a fruit, what fruit would you be and why? Okay. And what's the reasoning behind that? Love that. Okay. Do you sleep with your stockings on? Really? Okay. No, it's fine. I said there were no wrong answers. Right, if you could visit any place in the world for 5 minutes, but only 5 minutes, where would you choose? That's a good answer. What is the most interesting thing that you've ever eaten? Oh, fascinating. I like hearing people's answers for that. There's all kinds of foods that I've never even heard of. What does that taste like? Fascinating. Did you like it? Okay. Well, because sometimes strange means interesting and amazing, and sometimes strange means just strange. It's alright to not like everything you eat, but it's good to try. Alright. Okay, if you could be any magical creature, which one would you want to be? Good answer. Right, what is your favourite joke? Do you know any good jokes? Alright, yes, let me hear it. Oh, that was it? I probably don't understand the joke. I'm sorry. I'm sure it's a very, very funny joke in your species. I maybe just don't get it. Well, I'll write it down. Maybe the next time that I speak with someone of your species, I can say that joke and maybe they'll think it's funny. Okay. Alright. If you could travel in time to any period in history for just one day, where would you want to go? When would you want to go? Anyone particular that you would want to meet during that time? Of course. If you could only wear one colour of clothing for the rest of your life, what colour would you choose? Oh, pink. Of course, yes, I would choose pink. Anything else tends to clash with my hair. Just pink or white, or maybe black if I'm feeling like it. But I'm a flora fairy. I don't wear much black. Just pink. What is the strangest thing that you have ever purchased? Yeah, anything that you've ever bought that was a bit weird. Really? Fascinating. If you could master any skill, one skill instantly, what would you choose? That's a good answer. I like that one. What colour would you associate with your sense of taste? Yeah, taste. If you had to put a colour to it. Okay. No, that's perfectly fine. It's an interesting question because everyone has such different answers. When was the last time that you said good grief? Would you put apple in yogurt? Yes, would you chop up apple and put it into a bowl of yogurt and eat it? Okay. What is the most adventurous thing you've ever done? Oh my goodness. That's very adventurous, isn't it? I suppose asking you that is maybe a bit silly, seeing as you are an adventurer. I'm sure you've done all kinds of adventurous things. Most people haven't. If you could have any animal as a sidekick, which one would you choose? Oh, that would be quite fun. What is the most unique tradition that your family has? Oh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That sounds delightful. If you could rename yourself, which I suppose technically you could, what name would you choose? I think that suits you. I mean, I don't really know you, but I get a sense about these things. Perks being a fairy, I guess. That name seems like it would suit you. I do like your name too. That seems like it suits you too. What time do you go to bed normally? Okay. And what time do you go to sleep normally? Okay. Alright. If you had to describe the taste of chocolate to someone who's never had it before, how would you describe it? And it's a difficult one because we all just, well, it tastes like chocolate. It's chocolatey. But what sort of words would you use to give someone the feel of eating chocolate? That's a good one. What do you think is at the bottom of the ocean? Really? No, that makes sense. Never know, do you? If you could have any famous artist paint your portrait, who would you want to paint it? What is the strangest piece of clothing that you own? Really? What is that exactly? Oh, interesting. How do you spell that? Interesting. Alright, and then if you could create a holiday, any holiday that you wanted, what would the holiday be and what would we do to celebrate it? That sounds delightful. Would it be on a specific day? Okay. Interesting. Right. If you could only fight using one weapon or one magical style for the rest of your life, what would you choose? If you could turn into one animal, just one, at will, anytime, what animal would you choose? Interesting. Would you rather have unlimited cantrips or unlimited spell slots? Yeah, I think that one's pretty easy. Interesting. Alright, what is the strangest place that you have ever slept? You've maybe fallen asleep accidentally or just circumstances being what they are. Have you ever slept anywhere strange? Oh. I'm sure there's an interesting story to that one. thank you ever so much for answering all of my questions. I hope none of them were too silly. Well, thank you for humouring me then. I've really never met anyone before, so I don't even know what sort of things to ask. These are just, things that, as a fairy, I thought up. But maybe as I get to know different races and different customs and different social norms more, maybe I'll come up with a list of more normal questions to answer. Well, thank you ever so much for giving me your time. I hope to see you next time at the Raven.